Sony has released a new DualSense Edge controller for the PlayStation 5 that cost me 200 smackaroos, and I wanted to share my experience with everyone about this controller, see what makes it worth this much. So let's get into it. So out of the box you will be given a case with a good protective plastic material, which makes this perfect for traveling, and inside it has the controller itself and all its accessories, including the C-port charging cable, 2 different pairs of swappable thumbsticks, and 2 different pairs of mappable back buttons, which can be really useful so your thumbs don't have to multitask between the thumbsticks and the buttons. And we also have the lockable connector housing that locks in the charging cable to your DualSense Edge controller so it doesn't get loose and makes it feel like a wired controller, which is really cool. But I'm not much interested in it because I'm more into wireless than wired gaming, plus what if anyone trips over the charging cable while playing with the DualSense Edge? Or actually, if you have a good grip on the controller, just pull the cable out instead out of the console. So back to the customizable thumbsticks. The standard thumbsticks feel a lot more grippier than the regular DualSense controller, and the other 2 pairs of dome sticks designs, where one pair is normal size and the other pair is a bit more taller. That feels like I'm playing back in the DualShock 3 controller. I love them all, and they add a good touch with the PlayStation generation, but I don't like how they are a little hard to come off since it feels like I'm about to break them. And the next thing I love is the trigger stops where you adjust how far you want the trigger to travel when used, which can really come in handy for first-person shooter games like Call of Duty for faster reflexes against your opponents. I used them for a couple of matches and they took a little while to get used to, but overall they make a good improvement for best gameplays, and I can switch the locks back to play other games like Rec Room, GTA for racing, etc. Another thing I like about this controller is where you can replace the thumbsticks modules when you experience stick drifts. For those of you who don't know what stick drift is, a stick drift is where your thumbsticks makes the wrong move on its own when it wears out, even if you didn't touch the round part of the thumbsticks on the bottom. It builds up debris and messes up with the sensor, which can really frustrate players and makes them want to buy a new controller. But in this case, you can just open up the shiny plastic part which is in front of the controller for you to replace for your module sticks when it happens, and buy one for $19.99. It's really nice for Sony to do that so you don't have to go to the store and buy a new controller for $59.99. But I feel like they should have added the same thing for the regular DualSense controller, but it is what it is. So next up, when you plug in your DualSense Edge controller for the first time on the PS5, new pop-ups from the menu will appear and introduces you to the software features that gives you the ability to customize your gaming experience with the new custom profiles you can set for mappable back buttons to be programmed to which buttons you choose. For example, if you melee while pressing circle, you have one of your back buttons to be programmed to use the circle button so your thumb doesn't have to. There are plenty of customizations, plus you can also adjust the sensitivity of your analog sticks, allowing you to customize how sensitive you want your analog sticks to travel with specific tunings, so you can make better accuracy, especially the dead zone triggers, which help your trigger sensitivity, more faster responses, and better pressure. Personally, I would find this as a big advantage for my experience in FPS gaming for my favorite games, and take advantage where I can make separate profiles for any game I play. Next is the designs between the regular DualSense controller and the DualSense Edge controller. They're both still pretty nice to get your hands on, but the DualSense Edge feels very premium and comfortable because of the good grip on your palms with the rubber material on the bottom, plus a nice texture grip for the triggers where your fingers won't accidentally slide off. The only downside with the DualSense Edge controller that I don't like is the battery life, which will last 4 hours before it dies and you have to put it back on charge, compared to the regular DualSense controller where it can last 12 hours. So I guess it's kind of fair since the DualSense Edge controller holds all the special features of next level controller customization that could be a great competitor to Xbox Elite series controllers, but it still has haptic vibrations where your hands feel like you're touching objects in-game, and adaptive triggers just like the regular DualSense controller, and they weigh almost the same. Both of them are really nice to play on.
Last down to conclusion. Is it worth $200?
Its price may not sound friendly since it's literally the same price as a Nintendo Switch Lite controller, but before you buy it, ask yourself which games would you like to compete the most and start from there. Or if you're one of those gamers that grinds and wants a pro controller for the first time, and if you have the money to spare, then I will say go for it. Otherwise I wouldn't recommend it. I'm glad I bought it because it's basically my first pro controller, and happy with the premium style, and hope it will help everyone decide if it's worth it or not. Anyways, that's all I have time for today. Thank you everyone for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.